This is percutaneous endoscopic gastrostomy tube insertion in a 4-month-old baby with a swallowing disorder. So we see that endoscopically, we identify the site in the interim. Okay. Then we inject a local anesthetic, and at the same time, we also check there is no colon in front of the site. And from the same site, the trocar is entered along with the cannula, and a guide wire is passed through it. Endoscopically, we put a snare. We take a hold of the guide wire, bring it out. Then we connect our PEG tube through that guide wire. From the opening what we had made on the abdominal wall, the assistant is told to pull the wire. And a small nick is given at the abdominal wall just to pull out the gastrostomy tube. It is always nice to confirm that the position is correct endoscopically again. And as we can see, the bulb is clearly visible and is at a correct place with no bleeding. We put a guard and we fix it. So the indications of PEG tube insertion are, and whenever we are expecting that it is impossible or it is going to be a chronic period before the patient can be given orally, like in any neurological disorder when there is inability to swallow, or there are craniofacial abnormalities, oncological problems causing malnutrition, all chronic diseases like chronic renal failure, short bowel syndrome, metabolic problems, cystic fibrosis, when the oral intake is inadequate to meet the demands, then recurrent documented aspiration, or whenever, very rarely, we use it as a port for gastric drainage and decompression. Complications are usually rare, and it's generally a safe procedure if done by a person who is doing it routinely. But still, major complications have been reported in 1 to 17% of the patients in various studies, which includes major infection, peritonitis, local abscess or fasciitis, sometimes bleeding or perforation or tear of a viscus. Sometimes there can be a fistula formation, aspiration pneumonia, or chronic gastrocutaneous fistula. Minor complications are common in up to 50% of the patients. There can be a minor infection with granuloma formation, which can be taken care of with local antibiotics. Sometimes the tube gets clogged. Reflux can increase after putting a tube. Sometimes the tube can get dislodged or there can be leakage. And rarely there can be buried bumper syndrome in the stomach. Message is that PEG tube insertion can be safely done endoscopically in patients with specific indications, and not always do we need to do it surgically. It should be preferred over a NG tube in case of a prolonged need for assistance in the nutrition.